That's where I feel like this space is going awry. No one analyzes the game anymore. That's a lost skill. No one does that.
Wait, what?
And if you have the potential, or if you're capable of analyzing a game, then under no circumstances are you going to say Steph Curry need a Finals MVP to validate who he is.
So in case you missed it, Draymond Green went on Colin Cowherd's podcast and lit NBA Twitter on fire by saying this.
When you watch a game and Kevin Durant was absolutely incredible in those finals runs. As you know, you watched it, we all watched it. Kevin Durant was absolutely insane. Steph Curry got double teamed probably 7 times the amount that KD did in a given series.
And Tyronn Lue had basically agreed with this back in February after his Clippers played the Warriors.
You got to remember in 2017 and 2018, we blitzed him still with Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant on the floor. So
now, Kevin Durant responded to Draymond in kind, completely disagreeing with his double team assessment. And despite Draymond making sure KD heard all his praise, Durant wasn't having it. Well, who's right? Thank God there's someone who watched every single half-court possession from those finals in 2017 to 2018. And I gotta tell you, you couldn't find a blitz or a double team hardly at all for either Curry or Durant. Of course, you have to remember that this team was so potent offensively that it wasn't crazy to think you couldn't double anybody and risk giving up a great look to another multiple All-Star. But I find it weird that everyone has rewired their brain to pretend that the Cavs were blitzing Steph all over the place. Here's what I found. The closest thing you could really find to any kind of blitz or double in 2018 was something like this, where they'd switch the initial pick and roll and then you'd see the screener's man high hedge. Tristan Thompson hovers kind of nearby, but watch what happens. He literally doubles Curry after the ball is out of his hands, and this directly leads to the layup. Curry didn't get the credit, he doesn't get the assist, but we all know this was directly related to his gravity. The finals are littered with these kind of plays, so while his assist numbers themselves were a little on the low side, if you're not realizing how often he's getting his teammates layups just being on the court, then you don't know what you're watching. This is one of the best instances I could find of any kind of blitz, and Steph correctly gets rid of it quickly, and it allows Draymond a straight line drive to the hoop and a 2-on-1 in the half court. Again, these are not blitzes, certainly when it's Kevin Love trying to move around the court, and Curry continued to get layups, not open jumpers, layups for his teammates. Check this awesome backscreen he sets for Jordan Bell. What other point guard in the league is doing this? Nance is still afraid to leave him, and despite not getting any credit in the box score, this is all on Curry. I think it would be a Cinderella story to see Steph just dominate the Celtics in the finals and lead his team to yet another title. And you can be part of the experience in person by using SeatGeek, the best app to find tickets to sporting events, concerts, and the theater. Imagine getting to the arena to see Curry and Tatum dueling each other up close. SeatGeek can help you find the best available tickets, and they even grade the price to let you know if you're getting a good deal or not. Best of all, if you use my code BBALL, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. So get in the game with SeatGeek and you'll see why the Cavs must have felt it pointless to blitz Steph, considering how quick he was at giving up the ball, as Draymond gets another straight line drive, forces the rotation, all created because Steph Curry started the possession with the ball in his hands. Do you consider this a blitz? Maybe, but again, Curry gets rid of it before anyone can rotate the stop bell from slamming this down. And when they brought Curry together near Durant, forget about it. Curry's gravity causes J.R. Smith to be hesitant to switch despite it being obvious, and the easy slam earns an assist for Green, but Curry deserved at least half of it. The next few clips are the only other plays that could even be remotely considered doubles or blitzes. But look at Thompson's face. He seems upset that Love stayed with Curry, so it was probably unplanned, as Nick Young gets an open look but can't hit it. To end the quarter, they must have felt it was safe with not much time left to jump in near half court, especially with a wacky lineup that included JaVale, Looney, Draymond, and Nick Young. But even this group could get that ball moving quickly. Here's a random double they threw at Curry when they caught him with his back to the basket in the corner, and it worked out well for the Cavs. With Larry Nance hedging high and Tristan Thompson staying with the ball, this qualifies as a double, but look what kind of shot it generated when the rotation was non-existent. And this was the last time I caught them running a double team at him. And it almost worked perfectly until he throws a perfect pass to Draymond, who corrals it for the wide open layup. I mean, does this really count as a double team? Most of the time, they simply wanted to high hedge with the screener's man, then hope he could dash back to his man on the roll, which invariably ended up with a very high percentage shot. And when they weren't trying to high hedge, they just switch it, which led to a lot of hunting of poor Kevin Love, who was simply no match for Curry by himself, and the defense was not equipped in the slightest to offer him any support. But that was it for 2018. Should we go back to 2017? Let's. And what I discovered was that you had to get all the way to Game 4 before you saw any kind of planned double of Steph in the pick and roll, which by then was way too little, way too late. But I don't blame Lou for not doubling him, as this team was just too good at rolling and spacing so that Curry could generate more layups for his teammates. My goodness. You could find 8 or 9 more possessions during the rest of the series where they kind of tried to double him a little bit, but they were the kind of pseudo-doubles that made me wonder if they were even intentional, or was the hedger just freelancing a little bit. Here's one where it kind of looked like they started to double with Kyrie chasing, but look what Steph does. He drags Thompson almost out of bounds before putting the pass perfectly for KD to catch Richard Jefferson with his head turned and the easy layup. As for Durant, he doesn't command nearly the same kind of gravity as Steph did, which gives you a great argument for Steph being more important on the offensive end. We've shown you a few buckets KD got as a result of Steph, and here's another one where Thompson is so worried about Curry, he misses the switch onto Durant until it's too late. Now Curry doesn't get an assist, but he deserves a ton of credit for opening this up for KD. And because the Cavs were so afraid of Curry's shooting, they continually switched despite Durant being the ball screener, which made life infinitely easier for KD down low against the little guys. Speaking of which, time and again, they'd isolate Durant down low and Ty Lue simply would not double team him no matter what. Even when Coach Kerr threw out ridiculous non-shooting lineups around him, the Cavs still wouldn't send an extra defender to him, which made me shake my head out loud time and again as he continued to feast against overmatched defenders. It kind of says something about their philosophy that they were constantly getting pulled out of position by Steph, but not by Durant. That said, after already being down 2-0, Lue kind of mixed it up in 2017. Is this really a double team? I don't know, but what is this, Zaza? And he had to call off any other doubles after seeing how easy it was for KD to generate incredibly easy looks for the roll man in David West, and then letting the offense run perfectly as he relieves the pressure of the double by hitting Draymond, who then gets the assist, but KD deserves most of the credit. And when someone is as good as KD, you probably feel powerless to stop him, as LeBron found out by running at him to double at the end of the quarter, but it just doesn't matter. So I don't know why this myth of Curry getting doubled is being spread, and it sucks that we have to pit KD versus Steph since they were consummate teammates and gave us all some of the most beautiful basketball we'd ever seen. And I get it. It would be nice for Steph to continue lighting it up like he has in the finals, get the proper recognition, and finally win that finals MVP award. And I've got a feeling that this year, it's going to happen.
This is elite teams throwing elite defenders at guys.